uphold judicial autonomy. (2026) Financial Research: What to pursue or quit? Good evening, I am Kanki Mwaigumole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, says our government will continue to protect and uphold judicial autonomy, insisting the independence should reflect patriotism and must go hand in hand with accountability, integrity, discipline to the law of the nation. She made the remarks in Dodoma during the opening of the annual general meeting of the Tanzania Magistrates and Judges Association. Here's a story by Castilia Monosa, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
System. The judiciary plays a pivotal role as one of the three co-equal branches of government, alongside the legislative and executive branches. Its fundamental functions include administering the law, protecting citizens' rights. The annual meeting serves as a critical forum for judicial officers to address professional interest, governance, and the advancement of justice delivery in Tanzania. And this year it is led by the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Serikali itaendelea kulinda.
The government will continue to protect and respect the independence of the judiciary. However, I wish to appeal to you, the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Judges and Magistrates, that this independence must go hand in hand with accountability, integrity, discipline, obedience to the law, and patriotism to your nation. Tanzanians have very high expectations of you, and they wish to see a judiciary that upholds justice, transparency, in accordance with constitutional and legal principles, while also respecting human dignity.
During her speech, she outlined efforts of the government in providing the accessibility, efficiency, and transparency of its legal and judicial systems.
Tumeimarisha sana matumizo ya mifumo.
We have significantly strengthened the use of systems within the judiciary. Information and communication technology is now being effectively used in the administration of the justice. When I came to officially open this building, I was taken on a tour inside, shown a control room with a dashboard displaying all cases being handled across Tanzania at a very high level. Many other African countries do not have such system.
Chief Justice of Tanzania, George Masaju, reaffirms PILA's commitment in the use of Kiswahili language in judgment delivery and control of the backlog of cases.
The language we use is Kiswahili. Once the Attorney General completes the translation of legal text into Kiswahili, we will also begin writing judgments in Kiswahili. I have been informed that this process is in its final stages. A law has already been enacted stating that the language of courts will be Kiswahili. Promoting and safeguarding the independence of the judiciary is fundamental and essential requirement for effective execution of judicial responsibilities.
Here, some of the judges and magistrates discuss the improvements made by the government in the judiciary.
Infrastructure and working facilities, such as the headquarters building and others being constructed across the country, enable us to extend our services to a large number of citizens. In the past, there was a backlog of cases, and cases took a long time to be concluded. Today, cases are being resolved much faster, and this is due to various reforms, not just a single improvement.
In related news, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has sworn in various leaders she recently appointed at the State House in Chamwino, Dodoma region. The leaders who were sworn in include the Minister of State, President's Office, Special Duties, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi, the Minister of Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Paul Makonda, and the Minister of Home Affairs, Patrobas Katambi. Others who were sworn in earlier today are Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade, Dennis Londo, Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Ayub Muhammad, as well as the Permanent Secretary in the Vice President's Office, Union and Environment, Dr. Richard Muyungi. Those sworn in as ambassadors include Engineer Zena Said, Engineer Cyprian Luhemeja, Waziri Salum, and Major General Mbaraka Naziad Mkeremi. The event was attended by various leaders, including Vice President Dr. Emmanuel John Nchimbi and Prime Minister Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba. Meanwhile, managing finance 2026 involves leveraging personalized insights, prioritizing disciplined savings, diversifying investments, and aligning spending with values, while also focusing on increasing income streams and building financial literacy. To navigate an increasingly complex world, to discuss key strategies on core of sound financial management, we are joined live in the studio by Oswald Urasa, who is a financial services certified educator. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Many say January financial fever still lingers, triggering effects even in business. What are the biggest financial mistakes people make that amplify the January fever?
Okay, I think generally people, they don't plan ahead of time, knowing that January will have a lot of expenditure ahead of them. We're just coming from December, which is mostly the festive months. And if you don't actually budget and plan for that, that's why a lot of people find themselves having some challenges in meeting some of the basic requirements, including things like payment of school fees. Some will be required to pay the house rent and so on and so forth. So if you don't plan ahead of time, then you'll always face those particular challenges. What is important and what we've been focusing and insisting to a great extent is for people to have a budget. If you're an employee, you have to budget for the income you're going to receive, and you break it into basically three key categories. The first one is the necessary expenditure, things like food, transportation to go to the office, and so on and so forth. Then you have those are the basic requirements. And then you have those which are unnecessary expenditure, and then you have the third group, which is budgeting for investment purposes. The investment will assist you in creating a second income other than the primary income you have for the time being. So if you don't budget properly, you'll always find some challenges when it comes to end of the year and beginning of the year, because these are the issues which are ahead of you as a person.
Are these a practical framework? What you've just mentioned, are they a practical framework for a citizen, an ordinary citizen, to use realistically?
Yes, it can be done by anybody. What is required is to have the discipline. And actually, when you budget, you are telling the money to go where you want it to go. Otherwise, if you don't have budget, normally money, when you have money at your hands and you have not planned for how to utilize it, it will always find some expenditure. So when you budget, you actually telling your money that I want to go to the basic requirements, those who are not necessary, and then the portion which goes to the investments. So if you do that, you're able to actually live within the means you have, but also be able to do what are basic requirements for your day-to-day activities, and it creates the financial discipline. When you budget, you actually implementing financial discipline.
Mr. Urasa, with the rising cost of living, how can individuals adjust their financial goals without sacrificing essential like education, health, and family responsibilities?
Again, when you budget, you're actually coming up with three categories, as you said earlier. And the good thing is the financial system actually allows you to start saving with as little as 1,000. For instance, If you invest in Mwekeza, which is run by Vodacom and Sanlam Insurance, the minimum is 1,000. Most of these collective investment schemes, the minimum investment amount is 10,000. If you budget and you have actually set aside an amount which is specifically going to the investments, then and you have the financial discipline, you are able to start investing. And when you invest, you actually create a second source of income. And we normally advise people to have a minimum of 5 sources of income. If you're an employee, salary is 1. If you invest in shares, it is a second source of income. You invest in bonds, it's a third. If you invest in the collective investment schemes, it becomes your 4th source of income. If you invest in real estate, you have 5 sources of income. So try as much as possible to invest, because when you invest, you're actually creating a second source of income.
Well, some people are caught between daily expenditure and debts. And how can one balance to survive?
I know the income levels are not that much high, but again, if you budget, because you will always be telling the money to go, you want it to go, you will be able to balance your requirements and be able to live within the means which, the earnings which you are having. And more importantly, because when you budget, you're actually saying, I would like to spend my money in these key items and not otherwise. If you don't budget, you may end up spend the money in items which are not part of your budget. And as a result, you'll always be complaining that you have more spending than the income you are earning. And as a result, you will find some challenges. So budgeting is very, very critical in terms of achieving the financial discipline and be able to lead your life, notwithstanding the income levels you have. And the good thing, as I said before, the financial system actually allows you to carry out investments to create a second income.
Fantastic, fantastic. What mindset shift must Tanzanians adopt in 2026 if they truly want their financial goals to move from paper to reality?
Okay. I would suggest probably everybody will have to change in the mind. We'll have to have mindset change. Because when you speak to some people, they say you can only invest if you have a substantial amount of money. As I said, you can start with 1,000. If you decide and you have that particular discipline, or putting aside 1,000 for the 2026 from January 1st to 31st December, you'll have around 365 shillings, 1,000 per day. In terms of these collective investment schemes which you have, most of them is the minimum balance is 10,000. If you decide to set aside 10,000 per week, you're talking of 520,000 shillings at the end of the year. The most important thing is to change the mindset, but also to have the discipline in terms of creating your budget and focusing on creating a second, third, and fourth, and fifth, and even more than 5 sources of income for you to be able to live a comfortable life as you move forward. So mindset change. The good thing is financial system allows you to start investing with as little as 1,000. And if you do that, I'm sure you will be able to survive. Financial discipline is very, very important.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
If you've just joined us, we were chatting with Oswald Urasa, who is a financial services certified educator with regards to building financial literacy. For the year 2026, Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute needs more than 1,600 million shillings to save the lives of 420 children out of the 600 children estimated to have heart problems. Here's a story by Henry Mabumo, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
World Health Organization statistics show that out of every 100 children born, 2 children are born with cardiovascular diseases. In response to the challenge of an ever-increasing number of children with heart diseases, JKCI has created a fund known as Heart Team to support heart treatments for children whose parents cannot afford the expenses.
We asked for help because the treatment was very expensive and we could not afford it. We are truly grateful for the support we received because my child has now undergone surgery and she is recovering well. At first, I was told the cost was more than 12 million shilling, and I told them I was unable to pay, but now my child has already undergone surgery, and I sincerely thank everyone who came forward to help us. My child has a heart problem. There is a hole in the heart, and some of the blood vessels that carry clean blood to the lungs are very narrow. We are now waiting for the child to undergo surgery.
Dr. Naizi Majani is a pediatric cardiologist, and here he explains the cause and extent of the problem in Tanzania.
Kuna baadhi ya madini ambapo mama akiyakosa.
There are certain minerals that, if a mother lacks them, can put a child at risk of developing heart diseases. For example, folic acid. That is why we advise women to start taking folic acid before getting pregnant, and also to stop drinking alcohol and smoking. In total, 519 children have received treatment. Some undergone major surgery and others have undergone minor procedures.
On the other hand, the vice president of Geita Goldmine Company, Simon Shayo, says the company has donated 50 million shillings to save the lives of 14 children after identifying the magnitude of the problem, urging other companies to come forward.
We do not regret having this opportunity to take part in this treatment of these children because we believe it is our responsibility. One of our greatest values as miners is using mining to empower people and advance societies.
Acting Director of Jakaya Kikwete Heart Institute, Dr. Angela Muhozia, says in dealing with the cardiovascular diseases, JKCI continues to open medical centers in various zones to provide services to the public.
These tears that you see in these women are tears of joy because these contributions have transformed their lives and the life of so many children. Through this support, the lives of many children will be served.
The Secretary General of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, Dr. Asha Rose Migiro, says our party continues to be committed to ensure inclusive development and national protection to meet the needs of Tanzanians who have entrusted the party with the government leadership role. Here's a story by Henry Mabumo, read by Antonia Kivaria.
Members of Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM, and other grassroots level leaders are part of the CCM party meeting aiming at strengthening the party from the grassroots levels. Speaking at the session, the Secretary General of CCM, Dr. Asha Rose Migiro, says CCM is determined to ensure on equal opportunities for all.
Under the leadership of CCM, every Tanzanian, whether a CCM member or not, has equal opportunities to do business, to contest and attain leadership positions, to study and to invest in the development of our nation. Although we are a CCM party, our party is built on the principles of unity, involving both CCM members and non-members.
She emphasized on the grassroots level leaders to ensure that they oversee the implementation of the CCM manifesto.
You will see the strong relationship between national development and development at the grassroots level, because this is where the majority of people are found. We are here to engage with branch ambassadors due to their great importance, and CCM believes that the strength and survival of the party lies at the grassroots.
Earlier, the party's ideology, publicity and training secretary, Kainan Kihongosi, called on the young people not to accept being used to distort country's peace and stability.
There are forms of democracy that are promoted but end up destabilizing a country. We must not allow such forms of democracy. True democracy respects human dignity, ensuring that citizens have shelter, food, and access to healthcare. These are the most fundamental priorities.
Other leaders who participated in the sessions highlight the benefits of development projects implemented by the government. CCM Secretary General Dr. Asha Rose Migiro has concluded Dar es Salaam region tour, where she met and held talks with the grassroots leaders in all 5 districts of the region. Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
In other news, retired Ambassador Brigadier General Francis Mdolwa says Tanzanians must recognize the importance of safeguarding their country, describing peace, unity and national stability as priceless assets that must be protected at all times, noting that Tanzania's long-lasting peace since independence in 1961 is a result of sacrifice, discipline and strong leadership and should never be taken for granted. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Mdolwa emphasizes that young people must be deliberately trained and guided to understand their history, national values and the foundations of the Union, adding that historical awareness is key to building patriotism, responsible citizenship and long-term national cohesion.
Much as we want peace in the country, we cannot get it on just a free plate. We have to fight for it. It is very important for Tanzanians to understand that the security of this country depends on them. We must work on how to make ourselves safe. That is, we must make sure that the training which Mwalimu gave us continues. You remember Mwalimu made sure that the population is aware politically, the population is able to defend itself. So training has been conducted in all levels. I remember during my services, I worked with the TANU Youth League and later CCM when General Liundi was the Secretary General of youth in Tanzania. I was also given the task to train youth, to make sure that they are aware physically, they know that there is always a war which has to be fought, and you need to be ready for that. So the country shouldn't lay low and say there is peace, so everything should take its own toll. We have to revamp the training which we are supposed to be giving to the youth so that they can defend this country in future. So I might take this opportunity to remind departments concerned to go back to the drawing board and see what happened in the past, the way we managed to deal with the Uganda war, the way we managed to deal with people who were fighting for their countries in the South, sparked from this country. We should continue to train ourselves, to work hard together and fight together.
Tourism and sports events continue to play a key role in promoting Pemba Island and attracting more investors to the island. Speaking to TBC News, the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Heritage, Dr. Aboud Suleiman Jumbe, says the Pemba Tourist Bonanza is designed to boost tourism, strengthen sports tourism, and open new investment opportunities in the island. He insists that such initiatives are part of broader efforts to market Pemba's potential and stimulate economic growth.
We are so excited to announce another major annual event, the 6th annual Pemba Tourist Sport and Cultural Bonanza. This is one of the very unique major events, tourism, sports, cultural tourism, ethical tourism events that are solely organized to open up the Pemba Tourism Master Plan and Pemba Tourism sector. And the focus is on bringing Pemba up to its unique characteristic as the hub of ethical, natural, cultural, and ecological tourism. So Pemba Tourist Sport and Cultural Bonanza will include so many of the sports, cultural, ethical, and many other cultural events, starting from the duathlon, a kind of a marathon that involves swimming, cycling, and of course racing, We are talking about bringing up all those cultural events, traditional events, starting from the bullfighting events. We're talking about the Guarida de la Punda or the Mule Parade event. But we will also showcase the importance of sustainable and ecological tourism. For example, for the first time, we are going to showcase the promotion of clean and sustainable energy for Tanzania and especially for Pemba. We are also going to showcase the various opportunities, various potential opportunities that are there in Pemba in terms of investments, in terms of attracting so many other mega, micro, and macro entrepreneurial opportunities for Pemba tourism industry. And the idea is to implement the tourism, the Pemba Tourism Master Plan, but also the Pemba Investment Master Plan.
And in sports, Zanzibar President Dr. Hussein Mwinyi has handed over the Mapinduzi Cup trophy to Young Africans after crushing Azam Football Club in penalty shootout 5-4 in the final match played at Gombani Stadium in Pemba. The hero of the match was Young Africans goalkeeper Abdutwalib Msheri, who saved Azam's Landry Zuzwa third penalty kick, while Young Africans scored all 5 penalties. Young Africans had a chance to win the match, but Pacome Zuzwa missed a penalty kick after Azam's goalkeeper Aishi Salum Manula made a good save in 114 minutes of extra time. This is the third time for Young Africans to lift the Mapinduzi Cup, while Azam Football Club missed the opportunity of taking the cup for the 6th time.
Ni mambo ya miaka 62 ya mapinduzi matukufu ya Zanzibar. Msishtuke. Na sasa Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar atakwenda kupiga picha pamoja na wachezaji. Wakati wa pashpashi zitakuwa zinapigwa. Tunaomba msishtuke. Ni miaka 62 ya mapinduzi matukufu ya Zanzibar.
And that is the sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewers, and thank you for joining us for the weather forecast. And by starting for tonight, we expect western part of the country is expected to feature with partly cloud condition. Thunder showers over a few areas. Southwestern Highland together southern region are expected to feature with partly cloud condition. Light rain showers over a few areas. And for the rest part of the country are expected to feature with partly cloud conditions. And for tomorrow, we expect the wind to follow the speed of 30 kilometers per hour over northern coast, and the speed of 20 kilometers per hour over Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Rukwa, Lake Nyasa together with the southern coast. And the state of the sea is expected to be slight up to moderate. And also for tomorrow, we expect Lake Victoria Basin, western part of the country together with Rukwa region are expected to feature with partly cloud condition. Thunder showers over a few areas together with sun periods. Mbeya, Songwe, Iringa, Njombe, Ruvuma, Lindi together with Mtwara regions are expected to feature with partly cloud condition. Rain showers over a few areas together with sun periods. Central part of the country are expected to feature with partly cloud condition. Light rain showers over a few areas together with sun periods. And for the rest part of the country are expected to feature with partly cloud condition together with sun periods. Let us see next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam, light rain showers are expected. Dodoma, sun periods, light rain showers together with rain showers are expected. Mbeya, thunder showers are expected. Mwanza, sun periods together with thunder showers are expected. Kilimanjaro, sun periods together with light rain showers are expected. Morogoro, light rain showers are expected. And also for Arusha, sun periods together with light rain showers are expected. I'm Rebecca William from Tazama Meteorological Authority. Thank you.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Kanki Mwegumole. Good night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.